Hello, this is the Hamilton Khaki Automatic, a 38mm example. Now this one is not the latest model. It features the ETA2824-2 movement. Hamilton have upgraded this movement to what they call the H80, and you can tell the difference because the rotor has a cutout on the latest version. The significance of that, I'm getting into technical details straight away because it's kind of important. The significance of the difference between the ETA2824-2 and the latest H80 is that this has a 38 hour power reserve, but also an 8 beat per second, a 28,000 beat per hour movement. So you can see the second hand sweeping quite smoothly, that beautiful red tipped second hand. Okay, so on the H80 you get less of a sweep. I think it's 21,000 something like that beats per hour. Which means that the second hand beats less smoothly. However, you get an 80-hour power reserve. Now to me, an 80-hour power reserve is great if you don't wear the watch and the watch sits on the bedside table or in a box somewhere. But if you're wearing the watch, an 80-hour power reserve is kind of pointless because you're jiggling about, you're charging it with the automatic movement. 38 hours is perfectly fine for me. Right, that's my little rant over with. That's why I chose the 2824-2 over the H80. So this makes this watch a little bit older than the current one. Otherwise, it all looks the same. Now, you'll notice that it's very, very reflecty, okay? There's no anti-reflective treatment on the Sapphire Crystal. The Sapphire Crystal has a nice little dome to it. It's very slight. Can you make that out? I'll just try and focus with my finger behind so you can see there's a slight dome to it, and it's a sapphire crystal, but there's no anti-reflective treatment to it. So as you can see, there's me, hi, there's my lights, there's the camera. So it's very reflecty. So please do excuse that. Now let's have a quick look at this watch. So as I said, it's a Hamilton Khaki Automatic, and it's a field watch. What's a field watch? Well, it's kind of a military-inspired watch, isn't it? It's a sort of watch that you would wear in the field. And what does a field watch have? Well, it has clear, legible indices here, Arabic numerals. It's also got 12 all the way around, nice big bright filled with Loom. Around the inside we have a 24-hour dial, which is the sort of the military time. Then there's the nice square white framed date window, black on white date wheel, nice and simple to read. And then a track all the way around the outside with the seconds. So 65, 10, 15, etc. all the way around. Down at the bottom, Swiss made. Underneath the 12, the Hamilton, just the writing, no logo, no H, no, just the writing. And then at just above the 6, Khaki Automatic. This is where you'll see some differences. There's khaki mechanical, there's various different, actually there's loads of different khakis, Hamilton khakis. There is also the 40mm version of this, which I did have and foolishly didn't do a video of. It looks the same, but the space on it is all a little bit bigger. So the spacing between everything is a little bit larger. This 38mm version, I think, is just right. So I'll show you with my ruler that I know everybody loves, 38mm. Now If people do doubt the reason for this ruler, I have the specs. I'm just doing this to show you that I'm measuring it. The lug width is standard 20 millimeters. The lug to lug, nice sweeping lugs, very classical sort of shape. It's quite flat, isn't it? It's not a thick watch. I'm going to measure the thickness, and it's it's coming in at, from bottom to the top of the domed dial, literally 1 centimetre. So it's a good thickness, and lug to lug 47 millimetres. All the good measurements. Now, one thing to note is this huge crown. Lovely big crown. So it is a hand winding and automatic movement. So it's good to grab onto. It's signed. You can't see, it's blurred. There you go, it's signed. It's a signed crown. It's a good crown. So you pull it out. Let's get this thing to focus. So you pull it out to 1. Hang on. Right, you probably know this, don't you? You don't change the time when the date when the time is between 10 and 2. So let's get that well out of the way, nice and safe down there. Right, so you pull the crown to 1, and then you can change the date. Okay, so quick date. Pull the crown out to 2, and you can set the time. And you can see it's a hacking movement. The second hand has stopped. So you can set the time exactly. Now, I don't know about you, to me, that red tip second hand is what it's all about. So let's zoom in, get some reflection out of the way, and admire that lovely red second hand. Nice, I really like it. Now, there are lots and lots of different versions of this watch. There are some that don't have Swiss made at the bottom. Don't worry. There's some that were made for the US, some that were made for Europe. Some have Swiss made, some don't have Swiss made. Don't panic too much. The fakes of these are kind of easy to spot, really. I mean, the dial. This is a genuine, so you can compare what you're buying to that. Now, on the back, that's what a genuine movement looks like. So, again, you've got some differences of what's written on the back. So on mine, I've got H704450. So that's the case model. That varies wildly. You get all sorts of different numbers. Don't panic too much if yours is different. Water resistant 10 bar dash 14.5 psi. So that's 100 meter water resistance. It's not a screw down crown, but as people who know about these things tell me, a screw down crown isn't an essential part of waterproofness. It's a screw down crown. Did you know this? A screw down crown tends to come with a waterproof watch because it prevents you from knocking it whilst you're underwater. This has enough little washers in there to stop water ingress to up to 100 metres to accommodate the 100 metre water resistance. If you were to pull the crown open whilst you're underwater, then you're in trouble, and that's why screw down crowns are better, but no, they're not essential. Anyway, that's by the by. Let's have a little carry on. So what else have we got? And then just there it says Swiss made. That's all it says on the back of mine. But on others you get a bit more writing. You might get Sapphire Crystal written on there. You might also get a little ETA logo and ETA2824-2 written on it. There's a variety of options. Let's have a quick look at the close-up of the movement. Again, Sapphire Crystal back, so you get the exhibition case back. 25 joules Swiss. and you can see the Hamilton is written there, and either side of the jewel numbers is this sort of shape, this sort of, I don't know what you would call that shape. There's a little bit of a mark there. I'm just going to show you the movement in a bit more detail if I can, but these reflections are really hampering the process. Let's get the rotor out of the way and we'll have a look at the other half. Okay, so that's the back. The bracelet is, this is the original Hamilton bracelet, perfectly functional leather affair. It's not really my style. This one's been well worn, but it's a good chunky thing. We've got the H on the buckle, underneath and on top. Yeah, it's all good. So I'm going to put it on. So 38mm on my 7.5-inch wrist. I'm just struggling with the clasp. There we go. Difficult to see really with all the reflection, but you know that's nice. Okay, we'll get that off. Now the loom is nothing really to write home about, and can I show you? I don't have any shutters in my little office here, so I can't really show you the loom. But just take my word for it. Initially the loom is quite good, and in the middle of the night you can just about make out the hands. Okay, so it's not a loom monster, it's not a Seiko. But as an everyday watch, it's good. It's a good functional watch. That's it? No, that isn't it. That isn't it. I can't just stop there. I should tell you more, shouldn't I? We've done the dial, we've done the case back, we've done the strap, we've done the crown. I should tell you about the case. So it's got a polished bezel. You can see it's polished, highly polished. On this one it's got a few scuffs. Then the case itself is sort of satin. And you can see the satin finish contrasts nicely with the polished bezel. So that's nice, isn't it? It's a nice touch. And then the case back follows the satin finish of the case. I did want to mention that, I'd forgotten. I do apologise. So there we go, folks. That's the Hamilton Khaki Automatic 38mm field watch with the ETA2824-2 movement. I hope this video has been of interest to you. Please subscribe for more. I do also do knives and EDC as well as these watch videos. Have a look around my channel. There may be other watch videos that will be of interest to you. And comment below. I'd be delighted to chat with you about this watch if you have anything to say. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.